Yo, what is up, everybody? It's CLT again, coming at you with another big tiebreaker game for Group. I believe this is Group C or Group B, between Impact Challengers and Scorch. So, um, as you can kind of see, we're already started in draft. I am so not used to teams actually starting early here. So that kind of blew me away a little bit. Not gonna lie. So, but yeah, I believe both teams are at full strength, and we are gonna have some fun tonight. I think Herwick might try and join me for game two, but either way, I'll be with you for the whole series. So, looking at the side of Scorch, they get rid of Rakan, Kindred, Thresh. Impact Challengers gets rid of the Flex Pick, Zillion, Rusty's Sejuani, and then Nico, which is probably, knowing them, a Flex Pick as well. You know, Boonstra, I believe, has already played the Nico once this split, but wouldn't surprise me if Calico's been practicing on it as well. So, it's all going to come down to this. Impact Challengers, I believe this is their first tiebreaker. Scorch, unfortunately, did lose to Froggy Style in the first tiebreaker. So it's just a single round robin tiebreaker, best of three in each series. And if we are still tied across the board, I forget exactly what metric they're going to use to break the tie, but it is safe to say that if Scorch drops this series, then that would put them 0-2 in the tiebreaker, and I believe that would be it for them. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% up on what the whole tiebreaker metric is. So, but yeah, this is what we got going on here. And yeah, right on cue, we got the Mustafa fan club reporting in the Twitch chat. So let's see if he can get them to a win here. Scorch bringing out the Amumu first pick, which is a Rusty special, but I think Calico has shown it from time to time. If not, wouldn't surprise me. Um, Impact Challengers goes with the Jinx and the Poppy here, which, in my opinion, if I'm seeing these two, I do love what Scorch is going, but I feel like Mel's really good here. She's really great into Poppy, really great into Jinx, just because of the threatening on the W, knocking stuff like Jinx ult and traps, and then Poppy ult back. But then we also see a Smolder as well. And then Impact Challengers ends up taking the Rise here.
No CLT, is the game started yet, buddy?
No, we are in draft, my friend. What is up?
I'll hang out for a game.
Okay, that's what's up. So, let me invite you here, my good friend. And then I will send you the drafter in League here. We've got flex picks all around here in these first 6 picks here.
Love to see it. Love to hear it.
So, Boonstra being a former 80 carry, wouldn't surprise me if he's gotten some work in on the Smolder here. And right now, there's not too much threatening the Smolder. I mean, if Poppy does get in close proximity, Smolder can't get away. But for the most part, like, Smolder's okay with Rise. It's okay with Jinx lanes. So we do see Maokai Nami coming around, and then Lulu Nocturne getting taken away as well. So a lot of enchanters off the board here. Let's see what's left. You've got Milio, you've got Soraka, you've got Sona left. If you're going Jinx plus Enchanter, or even Smolder plus Enchanter as well. And there's the Milio. Alright, let's see. We know Ares has played this Vladimir before, but let's see what happens here. Braum. Karma's another enchanter I didn't bring up here. So, Karma doesn't look too terrible here, in my opinion.
Oh, advantage has arrived. I see. Mr. Mustafa Enjoyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Scion here, so we'll potentially Scion. Let's see. So this is a Smolder coming out by Mustafa and Vlad Boone on the Vladimir here. So flex picks all around the world.
I mean, advantage. You're getting a triple dip here, huh? You got Mustafa. You got CLT. You have me in here too. You have everybody, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you missing? Can I get anybody else that we need for the cast or the games?
Don't know. Ooh, and a Mundo last pick. So Rise mid versus this Vladimir. I actually like both comps. Not gonna lie.
Sounds like the joke you're trying to make is a little heinous there, by the way. Well, I'm sure Rurika will hop in here at some point. He always does, to be honest.
I don't think we're in a room that he can hop in.
Oh no, I meant in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Vancouver has drafted themselves a nice comp. I've noticed Jink's been getting a lot of priority this week, specifically in tiebreakers. Um, is she S tier? Like, what's going on?
I think it's a combination of like Jinx plus Enchanter is just um is like consistent, and I think most teams know how to play around it.
Oh no, she does plus tier.
And this is a Vlad top Scion mid coming out of Scorch here. Okay, so
Yeah,
Boonstra busting out the Scion.
I checked Emerald Plus and I checked D2 Plus. She's S plus tier in both. She's just strong. Okay, it makes sense. I understand now.
So I think this is gonna come down to um, Smolder stacks and lockdown onto the Vladimir. Because this is
Yeah,
Vladimir top versus Mundo, but this is also Scion mid versus Rise. So both AP late game AP threats kind of have a really free laning phase here.
why the hate on Jinx? Wait, why? What did Jinx ever do? The thing is, the stuff that was like heavy dive in the meta like, got nerfed last patch. So I can kind of see why she's getting priority actually. Um,
Yeah, I think that definitely doesn't hurt the Jinx priority there.
Smolder just feels like a pick for the team though here, like what they like to play. Maybe Mustafa likes those hard scalers, right?
Yeah, he's played the Jinx. We now see him on the Smolder. He's played stuff like Aphelios, Zaya. He's really cracked at. So, yeah, he definitely has like a very specific playstyle. But also we got to talk about Milio into the Amumu here. You know, as long as Milio doesn't get hit by a Amumu ult, she can just cleanse the whole team.
Yeah, Emilio can definitely do that. He has a special ability. So, but the thing is, Emilio will more than likely get hit multiple times this game. Don't worry. It's like the nature of playing Enchanter support. It's just like you get found out eventually. You can't hide forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in any big team fights where the Momo ult gets negated, that's going to be huge. And I could have sworn we saw Emilio buffing up a. No, no, it wasn't Emilio. No, it was a Zillion recently, right? In that Froggy Scorch game where the Jinx just like was unkillable. So
Oh, that
yeah,
was well the OG ones that ran that comp was actually Cal Poly because that was a
well before Jinx was OP, now she's apparently S plus
yeah
tier. So
yeah yeah Campbell chiming in because he was on the receiving end of that comp. But there's been a couple of small variations of that comp. But yeah, it was something like Zillion Kindred, Renata with Jinx, and I think Shen was the top laner. It was like a full blown protect the Jinx. This is obviously not that, but trying to get through popping Mundo and even like rise a little bit to get those Jinx. I think it's gonna be really difficult.
yeah, um, Poppy. The nice thing about Poppy here, if Poppy plays it properly, is just for the ability to at least cancel out one of the Amumu Qs. Actually, Emilio could do the same thing, so they could realistically cancel out Amumu Engage
Hmm.
if played properly. Because what's going to happen? He hits the bandage toss. As long as Poppy's in front enough, the W will keep the Amumu from fully getting in, but it will still stun the target, and that's similar with the way Emilio Q works. So it can stop Amumu from getting all the way into the team. With that said, neither of those things, especially the Emilio, is easy to pull off. Um, on the other side of things, the nice thing is Moo doesn't have to be the first engage anyways. Cyan could just click R. Which also, this is a Cyan mid, huh? Is Busha really cooking with this one, or what's going on here?
I mean, Scion mid has actually been like A to S tier for the last few splits. It's just unfortunately people have kind of cracked the code on how to play against it. You just play scalers against it, and then it comes down to the execution and late game team fights.
Bless you, bless you.
So
This is true. This is true.
I I do like it. Just depends which part of the team comp gets ahead because Mundo is still like Mundo, and he's really great in the Smolder. Just because Smolder, even though burns and has true damage, Mundo's healing is actually like super valuable against burns.
Yeah. Did Vancouver lose a ban or something?
No, no, that was a Maokai ban.
Oh, it wasn't working.
Yeah,
Okay.
it bugged out on him.
As you can tell, I wasn't fully paying attention apparently during that part. Well, I'm sure we're in for an exciting game one. The last time
I'm
these two teams faced was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Actually, further than that, I think it was about 4 weeks ago. They're like a week two matchup or something. So, um, both teams have changed a lot. I think it's gonna be pretty spicy.
hmm Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to just see how this game goes.
CLT is clapping right now. He's just happy. He's like, "Air Wiz has come to cast with me. I'm not alone. Yay!"
That's also true. But I got WWE pay per view in the background, so I'm chilling. I'm big chilling tonight.
What's going on today?
Uh, WWE has a premium live event.
Yes, yes, I understand that. Like, what's the event?
Oh, Saturday night main event. So,
They brought it back?
yeah, it's been back for about a year or two.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
Are you in game?
I am not. Good sir.
All right, I'm gonna pause at 10. The 11 seconds. Pause at 11 seconds.
All right.
Yo, this chat is so wild, bro.
Mm-hmm. Who's my favorite female wrestler? Whoever's on the TV.
All
11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13, 14,
right, we're
15.
good. We're good. We're good. I gotta speed up slightly to catch back up. And we're good.
Yeah.
I'm at 20 now.
Nice. 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, we're good.
Sweet.
I perfectly sped up somehow. I'm just
Nice.
a magician. Magician with it now.
Too much Mustafa glazing. I need Boonster representation. Well, it just depends on what Boone does this game. Which, you're not going to know how great Boone's going to be this game until about 30 minutes. Because it's just the Scion.
Did Ares just show right there? Yeah, they saw Ares. I missed pathing there. But the Q still lands here on a pixelated pizza. This should be a dead Milio flashing away, but I don't think it's going to matter. Well, no, gets the shield off, so he will survive.
Yep.
Ares got spotted there, right? Almost 100% he got spotted.
I believe he did. You're welcome to go back in the replay. But Pixelate didn't act like they seen Ares there, so.
Yeah, I should have definitely backed off a little sooner there. But gets out there, only has to burn flash, but that does mean Rusty Crow is going to be pathing towards the bot side. They do have a ward here, though, so.
Oh, they flux Mundo into the mid lane here.
Yeah, they swapped him down. Lane swaps here. Smart, very smart.
Yeah, I like that idea. Was Mundo versus Scion mid in anybody's bingo card today?
Yes,
Oh, it was? Okay.
I totally saw it coming.
Well, let me just go ahead and change the scoreboard then.
Change the scoreboard to what?
Mundo mid and Rise top.
Oh.
Okay, I guess it was on everybody's bingo card but me. Oh, Mundo are potentially getting a plate here, 2.5? Almost.
How the heck is no able to kill that plate that quick, bro? It's criminal.
Demolish.
I know, but still. That's still criminal.
Ares taking quite a bit of poke here, but still being able to keep himself healthy. Oh, it's Webb on the invade here.
So.
Forcing Rusty's flash out off that invade.
Definitely. I'm just doing it again.
Oh, this pathing from Zweb. He does topside jungle and the invade Raptors. And Rusty goes topside thinking it was botside invade. So now that's going to end up being a 3-quadrant start coming out of Zweb. Well, no, he forces Boonstra's flash here.
Yeah, he's gonna take everything but the Krugs. Probably gonna leave those up. Right now, it looks like he's assuming that the move is actually on that side. But Mac is gonna get caught out here.
Oh, Ares burned burned it.
Yeah.
But Mac trying to auto him down. First
Oh,
blood.
the level up is huge. Yeah, first blood for Momo here. Interesting is Webb's not going to go back to the Krugs.
Oh!
No, they want to flash here. They're going to be able to pick up the kill onto Boonstra. Going to Toros here, but now...
Oh, nice dodge. And that's one on the board here for Mundo.
Boonstra does have the TP though, so he's going to be able to pick up the entire wave. It's really not that bad for him.
Also feel like if both mids go hard steel, it might be a touch of a hard steel gap in favor of Mundo, just because Scion's much slower, and Scion's trying to do this into 2 melees, where Mundo's going to do it into like 3.5.
Yeah, that could definitely affect things. The big thing to note though, even though Poppy will have an advantage here in farm, it's not going to be as big because she didn't farm her first quadrant on first clear, so gap is going to be too large.
Well, bunch of grass procs exchanged here in mid. We love the first backs by both of these mids as well.
And she's only gonna have she only have one camp lead when all said and done.
Yeah, I think spending all that time mid, I mean, you did get a kill, so the return gank made it worth it, but like you still have all this whole bots, this blue side quadrant for her is still level 1 here.
Hungus mid and Mage is top. What? What? Is this some Mimi stuff you're trying to say about the current mid laners?
Oh. On the LAC. Not putting it on the Ares here, though. But he is low on mana.
This could end up being a Zolo kill. Yeah, he's forced to flash away to survive. Ooh, this should end up being a kill. Yeah, they're just gonna have enough damage. Kill's gonna go over to Rusty there.
Alt was a little overkill there, but
That's for the burst. I'm okay with it. So what about over here? Looking for the long con.
oh,
Ooh.
sniffed it out.
You know, if he actually just walked up and W'd there, Mustafa gets canceled. Gets rooted out. I'm gonna try to start up this Drake. It was on the other side of the map, so it shouldn't be too much contest here from Scorch.
No. I do think, though, this is a really big Drake overall, just because it improves the healing and shielding, and Mundo Emilio really like that. So. Oh, we see Boomster. It looks like he's not going Heartsteel. Scorch ends up getting one of the grubs here. Big take overall here for the side of Vancouver, getting 2 of those grubs here. Now they're 2 stacks on the feats for objectives.
Yeah, they've already worked down some plates in 2 lanes, so they definitely have the inside track to first turret, regardless of what happens here with kills. Here's a gank here on the Mundo. Nice briefcase. Kept himself just fine.
Smolder using R in the bot lane. Looks like just a wave clear and get a base off. Mundo chuck and play these cleavers. Stunner doing what he can to get a plate bot potentially. Nope, they did stop the plate. Here's Rusty though.
Flash in, nice Spanish toss. Looks like Emilio should go down. Pixelate does get the shield off, but it does not matter. Kill here for Mustafa.
do we, can you check on Smolder stacks for me?
Yeah, I got you. He has 77.
Okay. That's actually really good. Into double range bot lane, I feel. Shiro's
Yeah, this
using the
game's
alt mid to get himself some health back.
this game's kind of going as I anticipated it would. Really, I do feel like the red side comp is just better as the game progresses. Like Poppy doesn't have a lot of free gank angles, and she doesn't have a lot of setup.
Oh, Shiro's.
Oh no, the turret shot. Boonstra ends up picking up a solo kill.
And Shiro's also burning Ghost there, too. So, that's a Warmog's first, actually, by Chiro. So he's going to keep this pressure up and threaten this turret mid.
And I definitely anticipate this turret following suit in the mid lane.
Mm-hmm. Which means we need one more neutral objective.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to yawn there for a second. Yeah, one more
Okay.
neutral objective for
Jinx should be
Impact.
able to get 2 plates here too. Yeah, pretty big.
Yep. Mustafa is on one item here, so bot lane for Scorch does have a little bit of an advantage. Oh, nice little poke. Sunfire Cape getting completed here by Boomstra, so he's trying to combat against this push. MLAC doing his best to keep Rusty under wraps. Rusty falling behind about 15 CS so far.
I'm gonna try to turn on his web, but nice movement there with the W. He's gonna keep him alive, so that means no Scion ult for this fight. Unstoppable Onslaught is pretty big, but meanwhile, there's a fight here on the top side. Human Plague is dropped down on the map, but he's able to survive due to the Realm Warp out. They try to turn on his web, but very, very nice Keeper's Verdict going to keep him safe.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
Stunner, though, kind of overcommits a little bit, gets himself caught out, but there is a TP there to the bot side of the map. See if anything's going to come of it. Nice flash through from his web, but unfortunately doesn't get the wall slam there. That does mean Mustafa has to leave.
Ares picks up
So
some plates up top.
Yeah, that's going to be the concern. We'll do it to get the turret. With this TP, they have to commit for the Drake here.
Overall, I think that's decent.
Ooh, nearly get the stolen though. It was very close. Mistimed the smite just a little bit.
I think if you're Impact here, unless you're sitting on like a super boatload amount of items, you full send it on this mid turret to get feeds.
It doesn't have to be mid. I think it's just anywhere on the map where you can overload a side for a turret here. I think it's fine. You have the advantage with the grubs. So if you start hitting first before them, you should kill almost every turret. Maybe they look for a play here onto the bot lane. There's no flash on Mustafa. See if they're able to maybe punish that.
Hey, Rise got the Roa here kind of late, so let's see what this affects. I feel like for as much as these tanks are fighting, the fact that neither one went Heartsteel is kind of funny. Boonstra missing the Q here. But
Boonstra wants to fight.
Thing is, Chiros has no issues trading health for health here when he's sitting on Warmogs. Um, I believe that is Warmog's threshold.
And
Yeah,
that
that
can't
is.
walk there. Rusty's
Oh,
gonna be able to land the banish toss. This Rise should eventually fall.
yep.
Kill gonna go over to Ares, and Ares is getting very, very big. But they
Sweb.
did find Mustafa here. Wall slam is gonna be good into the chompers, as well as the verdict. Mega Death Rocket's gonna come down, and that's gonna be a dead dragon. Now Rusty still does have his ult, but I think this mid lane turret should end up falling here. There's a couple hits from the Jinx should do it. And there we go. That's gonna be feats.
That is feats of strength. And I love the boots chosen here, the side of impact.
But yeah, but if look what happened here bot lane. Charles is gonna get that turret regardless of what happened mid.
Mm-hmm. Scorch turning onto this Rift Herald here. It looks like they're going to get it. They do need this Rift Herald, I feel like, to really break open the map.
Yeah, it's a bit of a consolation prize for them. But Drake is coming up here in about a minute 45, so they're gonna want to play with that. I'll play around that with the Rift Herald, whether that's dropped mid or bot to try to pull presence away from the Drake. Because you definitely do not want to give Mundo and Jinx and Rise all that movement speed, right? So make it very, very hard for Rusty to get in for engages.
Do you see Boonstra picking up some anti-healing here? So I think he's at this point now where Chiros can't really split push into him anymore. I'm curious to see what Chiros goes second here. I think it's going to be MR.
To be honest with you, City, what I just watched from the trading, I think he's still fine split pushing, no problem. Even with the anti-heal.
See anti-healing coming out of Rise early. I really like this. Whoa, he went Warmogs into Heartsteel. Okay, yeah, he's going to split push.
Very good usage of the Rift Herald. Now, this Drake could potentially decide what happens here at the Otacon next as well. Otacon spawns in a minute, so...
Ares going after
Ares
the
going
backline.
in, dropping the Hemo play. A lot of damage on the stunner, but I mean, stunner's out of the fight, forced to flash away, but he's getting tagged by the Mama Dragon. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, though,
Mustafa
you see
burned the
Choros kind of
barrier.
walking people down, and Stunner is still alive. Who they able to kill Ares? Yalta comes out and pixelated, so
Oh,
he should
there he
drop the
goes.
Mega Death Block, but that's going to be huge. Now, Rusty is still hitting the Drake. Is that
Oh!
1300 will be taken by Rusty, so the secure will be there. He does have flash go over the wall, but it's not going to matter. He will fall in the end. We didn't see it happen, but Calico was also killed. Boonstra now running for his life. The Warmore is going to come in, but Boonstra will get out. Really, really crazy fight kind of happening on two different parts of the Drake area.
Yeah, that was ended up being a 3-for-1, and then Dragon favoring Scorch. Rusty won that 50-50.
Yeah, which is big, but the Jinx picking up that shutdown gold, or I mean, it wasn't shutdown, but it was like at least 400 gold she got extra off the kill. I mean, that's pretty huge off the Vlad there. So overall, it's kind of good for both teams. They kind of got what they wanted from both sides. But
Okay.
Zoros just kind of hurts.
Okay.
Big thing to note for the next fight, which I assume is going to be the Sadakon, no flash on Jinx or Emilio. Ares does have his flash.
These bonks. Oh, we see
So much.
Calico getting caught
Meanwhile, though,
out.
Calico gonna get caught out.
Oh,
He kind of
Lord.
missed out on that. But the
Oh!
play being dropped. It's a solo bolo for the Mundo. Say goodnight,
Okay.
Ares.
Mundo goes where he pleases. Eat this briefcase.
And with Vlad off the map and no support, they're pretty comfortable taking this Otacon. So Vancouver starting to balloon a bit on this game. Rusty is saying, well, I got to do something in this game, so I'm going to try a solo kill here. He might be able to get it. He's going to...
Churros
He's not
all
going to pick
came
it up.
up.
Oh, my goodness. He's trying to stay in the fight. He wants to keep going. He wants to
Oh,
stack.
my Lord.
Oh, is he gonna
What
get
is
one?
this?
He is! Churros is a freaking god right now. He should eventually fall for sure, right? There's no way he lives. He's going to pick it up.
He's going to walk out.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy shit. Churros, calm down. Mundo goes where he pleases.
Ares back for round 2. And look at the Q damage, man. And Zweb's up here now, too, so Ares going to have to be kind of careful. Zweb does have Hex Flash. He's going to try to Hex Flash over the wall. He's going to try to look for the stun, but won't be able to get it. But they do chunk Ares out a bit.
Okay, cheers. Okay, never mind. You got Emilio there.
Yeah, he's gonna escape with his life, but he's definitely on the edge. He wasted the Hemo Plague though.
Yeah. He wasted everybody's cooldowns twice. After all of that, how many stacks is on Mustafa? If you could check that for me, please. So I feel like that's the only chance they have of carving down this Mundo.
210. So he's pretty close. Should be getting it very soon. Kind of pretty similar time to most Smolders, right? Around 24 minutes is usually the standard for him.
Yeah, I actually think AD carry Smolder, like bot lane Smolder, gets it a little bit slower. So the fact that he still maintained his pace was pretty impressive overall. But
I think the biggest thing here and the most impressive part of all of this is that the one window Scorch had to punish is gone, as both flashes are coming up now for the bot lane. So the next fight, which I presume will either be the Soul here in about 30 seconds, or Baron, but not Soul, I'm sorry, Soul Point or Baron will they won't be able to easily kill this Jinx. So though Ares does have both combat summoners, so now this could be very scary. So we have forced to use the Keeper's Verdict just to stay alive. So that's a massive cooldown expended here. But Ares is kind of staying in the fight. He wants it. Here comes Mama Dragon. A lot of good damage down there. Pixelated Piece is going to disappear pretty quickly. He should still die to the Hemo Plague. As he will, as Ares picks up the kill. No, IP Stunner ends up hitting the plant. Unfortunately, Mac flashing over the wall to keep his AD carry safe. Web is going to die momentarily as the shutdown's going to go over to the Smolder. A bit of a miscue there out of Vancouver, who was set up to be just fine in the game. They did not have their Mundo. He's busy doing stuff top lane. And now the Drakes are all evened up.
Oh, close.
Oh. As I said that, it almost got stolen.
Well, now this is on Mustafa's back. I feel like Mustafa and Ares.
Yeah, I mean they have gold to do work, but the Jinx is still very strong. The Rise is not in a bad spot, but it's gonna be really hard to get through this Mundo, I think. All right, there's been a turn here. He's just gonna try to cut it out. Joyce is running for his life. I think he's going to walk out just fine.
He's gonna walk back for more.
Yeah, he wants it. He is not afraid.
No. No, he's not. And they're starting Baron right here in their face?
That's crazy.
That, to me, seems a little crazy. Yeah, Chiros just burned all of his cooldowns. Both TPs getting procced here from Boone.
All right. So
Mustafa got.
Mustafa is out of the fight for a bit of a time. The Barons at 4K. Are they just gonna send this against Rusty? Is that what they want to do? Rusty
Oh,
is in there. It's going
Rusty,
to. It's gonna go
balls
over
whip.
to the Poppy. Rusty is so low. His weapon's gonna be able to pick up the go. No, he's not. Huge
Oh,
blast
Stunner.
zone. But
Stunner needs a
IV Stunner,
reset.
can he get reset? He gets the reset, but Charles should die here. He is gonna get killed. Shut down going over to Mustafa. Oh my goodness, what a fight. Now his weapon to do his best to try to run away, but I think this Poppy is doomed. Interesting Baron call. It ends up working out in their favor, but as they're able to acquire the Baron, but could this cost them the game? We're going to find out. Sweb has him in the blast cone, so he's actually going to be fine, but he's actually going to E onto the Raptor side, which I think is pretty smart here.
That was actually well played there by Swab.
Yeah, he's going to get out, so that's pretty big. Oh, Mustafa in a really, really bad spot.
Oh!
So much damage coming out of this Jinx. We're able to get the kill here. Calico forced to flash away. Running away, but I don't think Calico is going to survive. The kill is going to go over to the Milio. And now he's going to be able to freely push as you see the TP coming in for Choros on the bot lane. Baron and 2 grubs. I mean, it's a
Stunner's
lot.
got passive up now.
Alright, Rusty's going to try to look for a flank here. They definitely need something to happen. Mustafa's coming up soon. Sweb's doing a very good job to mark him. Boomstra's already under half HP. Keeper's Verdict is used here. I think it's just as a zoning tool. Very smartly not completed there.
Oh, Mundo being bot side here.
And trying to take 2 fights. Huge curse in the head, mommy, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Oh, Mustafa, maybe?
Oh no!
Oh,
Mustafa's
there's the
caught
Jinx
out
passive.
here. Now we're going to see Boostra die next. Knifey Stunner is going on a rampage here, doing everything that Jinx wants to do. Calico should die. Mundo will get the kill, and that's just going to end up being GG. Rusty can do anything he wants, but he's only going to cry his way to his base, as he will fall as well in Game 1, CLT, going over to Vancouver Impact Challengers.
Yeah. What a back and forth game, but man, Chiros on this Mundo absolutely like carrying this mid game, causing so much havoc and hell, and made up enough time for Stunner to scale up.
Yeah, what a Game 1, man.
Oof. Let's see what Scorch is going to do to answer back. So, you joining us for game 2?
I may.
I really do like what they drafted. I just feel like Smolder's just not. She's a great carry. She doesn't have the range that I feel like some of the other hyper carries outside of maybe Vayne have. So I just I felt like there was not much answer for this Mundo. Vladimir didn't really threaten the backline enough, but there really wasn't any direct 5v5s either. I mean, there was a couple around the dragons, but
Well, while we wait on this, I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom.
Alright. We will move over to the game 2 draft here. Let me also send Mono a message.
All right, I'm back. Have they started draft two yet?
I believe they're getting ready to start. I just sent Mono a message to give him that play by Mundo because that was crazy. So, and here we go again. So Scorch taking red side here. This game two's Impact Challengers will take the blue side. Impact's immediately snap banning this Calico Zillion. Well, I guess not just Calico, but the double flex. I mean, no an Aries. It could be a triple flex, but either way, Zillion off the table, Nico off the table. Scorch ends up getting rid of the Kindred and the Rakan. I think Rakan's just really a nice overall good solid ban. And then Impact getting rid of the Trundle here, so potentially Chiros on another tank with that.
Potentially. Hey, question for everybody. What do you guys think about the new name for Rec League to be Ascension Cup? Does that sound cool?
The Ascension
Oh,
Cup.
yes.
Would
Like
we?
the idea is they're ascending to eventually be able to, reach Sweat League, whatever Sweat League's named. If we change that up,
Yeah, I guess my question would be, what do we do with
I have no idea about Sweat. I'm just asking us about Ascension Cup. Does it sound cool? Strawberry was giving me some ideas. He messaged me, and I thought that was one of the cool ones. Another one he had was Hoda, where's Strawberry at? Actually, like, where'd he go? There he is. He mentioned Riftborn Circuit, which I thought was kind of neat. Um, some of them that made me laugh was LOL Midwest Academy. I think he was memeing a bit. And then he sent Proving Grounds, which I think that already exists.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
afraid I
yeah,
think that one's
yeah.
gonna get us in trouble.
One I liked was Underdog League. Kind of thought that one sounded cool.
I could deal
'Cause-
with Underdog League. I'm, I
Yeah,
kind of like that direction, yeah. So, looking at this draft though, Scorch grabbing the Gwen and the Tristana. So Tristana, I think, is probably still going to be low key a flex pick, just because of Boonstro's previous history as an AD carry. But we see the full Freljord TFT comp getting started up here by Impact Challengers with the Sejuani, Braum, and Ash.
that's kind of wild. Wait, what is happening with this? Is Orn on the way? Like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm. Well, Trundle's off the table, Anivia's off the table. What do you still got? You got Lissandra.
Wait, I don't know if we could get away with Midwest Academy. Like, could we actually pull that off though? Would that be allowed? Like, because of the academy part? if it's fine, then sure. I think that might be actually kind of cool in a sense. I think it doesn't sound like not fire. I think I can like hear it. But I'll tell you what. We'll come up with like 8 names that sound good. Maybe we'll make a poll. See what you guys think. Obviously we want hopefully a lot of the rec league teams to be voting a lot because they were the ones playing in it. But Sweat League enjoyers can still certainly vote, and then maybe we could take that name and try to incorporate a new Sweat League name, unless we like Sweat to stay called Sweat.
Yeah, I love the thoughts
I
on it.
don't know because I don't know if that was like patented. I don't know. I don't know what the
Uh,
rules are on all these things.
yeah, I don't. We don't know what's been trademarked. So,
Okay, there you go. Academy has been trademarked. Yeah, they've got the trademark on it, so we can't use it. It would be cool though. It would be really cool.
hmm but I see Scorch picking up the Vagar here. Impact breaking the trend of the Freljord comp.
Dude, but you know what? The Vagar the other day was disgusting. But clearly they saw what they were doing over there in Froggy style and said, let us snag the Vagar here and do some work with it, and we'll get ourselves a Mordekaiser. Okay, I think Mordekaiser's great here. I mean, you have a
I
Yuumi in the
agree. Yeah.
game, so it's a great angle. The only problem is Mordekaiser or Gwen is a little rough. Like Gwen's going to chop that guy down. It's
There's a very slim possibility Rusty takes this Gwen in the jungle here. So
looks like it's gonna go top lane.
yeah. Also, Mordekaiser very good in the Vagar.
I did not know that,
hmm
but we also saw the Mordekaiser struggle in the Veigar once he got really fed. So if the Veigar is kept down, then it's gonna be hard. So.
So it's
But I like Scorch's comp. I will not be surprised if I hear that this game is won by Scorch and we're in a third game. That's all I gotta say. With that said, though, I do have to go. I'm gonna go play now. But thanks for having me on for game one, CLT.
all right, man.
Sorry
Appreciate
I
you
couldn't
joining
stick
us.
around for the whole series. Though real quick, I got a second. There is a series tomorrow. Well, there's two, and they will be played regardless. I just thought about this in my head. So UAFS and for fun will happen. I think around 4 CST tomorrow is what they're aiming for.
hmm
So that'll be the final tiebreaker, and whoever wins that will be getting in as the third seed for Group B. And then Froggy in Vancouver has to happen regardless what happens here because the 2 seed and the 3 seed are both available in that group. So
Okay.
I want to put that out. So
Well,
look out for that. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks, chat. Have fun.
deuces. Oh, I'm glad Harewood could join us for a game. Now you guys are stuck with me again. So, I know we kind of talked about a few things there, not much related to drafts. So, let's excuse me. Let's kind of go over this draft. So, Impact Challengers obviously going for more of a pick style zone control comp. And then Scorch also kind of giving you some zone control vibes with the Vagar. They're probably equal on zone control, but a little bit shorter range. But I would argue a little more mobility and engage there. So we'll see what happens. I honestly think whoever just tries to monkey into the other team comp is probably going to have a very difficult time. So, with that being said, if Scorch can keep something like this Mordekaiser at arm's reach and make it really hard for him to enter a fight without TP flanks, I do like Scorch's comp overall. We do see the Mordekaiser, I feel like, is the wild card here. Mordekaiser is traditionally pretty good in the Vagar. You take him to the Shadow Realm and you get a lot of AP from late game Vagar. And then when you walk out, of the Death Realm uh, after taking all of that from Vagar, then you are very, very strong in the coming team fight. But also, with that being said, Mordekaiser late game will have difficulties with Gwen and with Tristana here. So, should you take an insta loss for unsportsmanlike conduct if you picked Yumi? Um, no, it's still a fairly viable champion. We've seen Fenboys take it in their tiebreaker, and um, do very well. Actually, no, Femboys took it in game 2 of their series to force the tiebreaker. Swolcon, this is game 2. Impact Challengers won game 1. After game 1, Scorch elected to go red side here. Just because we have a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the game 2 draft for you, my friend. So you can kind of see how everything went. Julia, like usual, you were completely wrong on that take. Yumi is not mechanical at all. So this is where we're at. Team Scorch has unfortunately already lost the tiebreaker matchup into Froggy style. So if they lose here, I believe, yeah, they should be eliminated from the playoff contention here. But we still need Impact Challenger to play Froggy style because that matchup would be for the 2 or 3 seed. In regards to that, and then playoffs will start next week. We do have a couple games tomorrow that will be happening, as you heard Hairwick before. I don't see them posted in schedules yet, so visit that later tonight to see the action for tomorrow. And yeah, we're finishing up our tiebreaker action. Julia, with how horrible Scorch looked, they actually rallied play. Yeah, I think the mark of a really good team comes down to how they performed after a loss. I think teams like Scorch, Coin Flip, and there's a couple of others that had really, really just horrible week ones, and they've came back and really turned their season around. Considering, it's only a 5-week regular season, so a very short regular season overall. But we'll see how this one goes. This is something, I wouldn't say unusual, but something we haven't seen that often this split. The split is the Lux mid. I believe MLAC was the only other one that played it. So,
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Lux mid, again, not, I think something that just gets kind of overshadowed by Syndra. So, I do like it overall. It's kind of a hybrid of, like, you have Syndra's burst damage, just not late game, but then you also have a touch of zone control, a la like Vagar. So, it is quite interesting. Boonstra, though, picking up some mana charges on his, on his tier, the goddess, and then also getting a couple AP for those not too aware at Vagar or haven't seen him in a while. Oh, Zweb is going to get jumped on here by Mustafa and Rusty. Oh, and that's a first blood over to Mustafa, flashing ahead to get the last explosive charge when Sejuani flashed away. So Mustafa already putting the carry pants on for this game. Chiro's got a little bit of a cheeky level 1. Brush camp there into Ares. And in my opinion, that's a really, really massive pickup. Not only does Tristana have one of the best early games when it comes to 80 carries, but Yumi also is like really, really good at just turning situations where you're ahead and just making you win more. So this first back is going to be massive for Mustafa and Calico. Here's Rusty coming back around again. They're ganking bot lane here. Stunner potentially going to fall. Nice stun coming out of Pixelated Pizza here. Heal coming out. Pixelated potentially, okay, will not fall. So, well played overall by the bot lane of Impact Challengers. Oh, Chiro's getting a cheeky E here onto Ares. Oh, but nice flash from Ares, predicting the flash coming out from Chiro's there. First little bit of action we've seen here in the mid lanes. Webb, though, already up here looking for a turret dive here. He's going to end up taking out Ares here. So Ares going to lose about 3/4 of that wave up top. We do see a little bit of posturing here out in the jungle. Chiros, though, getting his back stopped by Ares here. See, he has enough health that it feels bad to stay, but yeah, he can do some work with what he's got. Boonstra, interesting, going resolve. He's going Airy resolve secondary. That's quite interesting here. It's been a sec since I played Vagar, but mainly into like post or burstier matchups. Spellbook is actually pretty good. You can swap over to like heal, barrier, exhaust, defensive summoners to get through the lane against poke mages. Ghost is also really well, but we'll see. Also, Boonstra bringing the bone plating, I think, is not as optimal, just because Lux can pop that quite easily. Lux's Q getting tanked there by 2 minions here. So we do see Lux up a little bit of CS. Rusty looks like he is starting up this dragon here. Overall, we do see Chiro's getting a little bit of a CS lead here in the top side. Everything else is, for the most part, even. A touch of a CS lead from MLAC on this Lux here. But we see the Lux is already now level 6, so we should see her kind of spam the ult to push. Zweb was kind of looking bot lane here. Still around. MLAC TP mid, which we expect the same thing from Boonstra. We do see that there's no ward in this back tri-brush here, so see what happens here. Big Q coming out of Zweb. Nice flash from Mustafa. Zweb tried to predict the flash to get the stun out, but the rest of the bot lane wasn't going to follow. It was just a little too deep. Nice Hawk shot overall for Ashe to see if there's a counter gank coming, so some flash down for Tristana off that gank here. Get an early check on the stacks from Boonstra here. Just 55, so, just smoothly scaling along. Curling Vagar OP. It is definitely one of the better winter skins out there. I was a big fan of Team Spirit, and Nivea is still a great skin. but they've released some much better ones. So we do see the bot lane now swapping with Boonstra mid here. Looks like they're setting up quite a bit of tempo here for these grubs that'll be up here in 10 seconds. Oh, Lord, Calico. So eats that Lux ult. We do see Rusty down here. Rusty getting taken into Brazil here. Having to burn the ult so Chiros doesn't end up taking him out. He still goes low here. Zweb in the area. Ares getting stunned up by Zweb ult. And Chiros ends up slaying Ares. MLAC getting jumped on here by Mustafa in the mid lane. And overall, with all this action, that's a 1 for none and a counter gank pulled off by Impact Challengers here. Oh, and a flash Q! Chiros. Rusty was not ready for that. He had flash up. Crazy this guy's not an all-star. I'm telling you what, he's playing like he's trying to make a point out here, getting his team to playoffs. So, all three grubs taken over for Impact Challengers. I think that's really, really good of them to get it away from Gwen. Also, like, low-key, I mean, we all know Tristana gets rid of turrets pretty quickly. But, Vhagar definitely smacks a turret quite hard. Excuse me. So... there's a lot of people that were unfortunately not elected to All-Star, but it is a server vote, so if you guys are not happy with it, you know, vote for it. I mean, we had a little over 40 votes in a 2014 5-2 team, so you're talking over 100 people, so less than half the league voted on All-Stars, by the way. Oh, Chiro's up 40 CS and has this Rylai's. Oh, now he's just bonking all over Gwen here. Ult coming out here. Boonstra gets taken up. Gets the flash away, though, before the Lux Q hit, as he surely was going to fall if that Lux Q got him. We see Roa getting completed by by Boonstra off that back. So he's actually got a really early Roa. Zweb with one of these kills also picks up a hard steal, so pretty early scaling items coming out of the map here. I'm really curious to see what Lux builds. After the AP item changes, Luden's was not in the greatest of spot, but it is pretty acceptable overall. Okay, and I'm looking over at the chat. I'm just going to ignore that part. Rusty taking some damage here from Stunner and Lux. Zweb trying to get a cheeky hard steel stack in there. Mustafa taking a little bit of poke. Let's see, Zweb's ult is about halfway coming up, so no threat there. Mustafa does have cleanse up, so that definitely helps out. Chiro's up about 30 to 35 CS here, so see Lux completing Deathfire Touch, which I think is still fairly acceptable here. I am curious to see what goes second here. I think Storm Surge is actually pretty okay here. Ares getting decent return damage here. Chiro's getting a plate, though. Boonstra getting zoned out, but here's Webb going with the ult again. Boonstra does not have flash up, and that is Lux taking the kill off the gank by Zweb here. So Lux on the board now. Oh, and a shutdown by Ares here as Chiros ends up tanking a few too many turret shots. But with all of that going on in the mid lane gank, there was enough tempo here that they ended up taking this Chemtech Drake. Big turnaround here up in the top lane. Oh, and Boostra's going to end up getting ganked again here. And MLAC ends up taking another one. So this Lux starting to get on the board here. Chiro's all-inning Ares yet again here. Doing a really solid job dodging that. Chiro's taking, again, a bunch of turret shots here. But Riftmaker completed by Ares, so he's going to slowly start to heal. Pixelated going through his tri-brush. Here is Zweb. Zweb's almost back up. Mustafa does have cleanse up. Ashalt also available here. With all his fighting up top lane, Casper will spawn top side here. See, Chiro's getting all in here by Ares. And Ares now getting off the ground, returning some of this punishment. And it's now back-to-back kills for Ares. Oh, I didn't even realize that was a Mikhail's blessing getting completed here by Calico. Really nice ult overall by Pixelated Pizza here, but he still is going to fall to this gank overall. MLAC putting some pressure on Ares up top. Oh, well played by MLAC to put the E next to him so Gwen could not immune it. And now he's TPing to save this bot side after getting top turret. So Lux making some moves around this map here. And we see Shadow Flame coming out by Lux here after picking up all of this resources around the map. Mustafa's on 2 items. Full Yun Towels. Boonstra's Roa still ticking up. Though I think he's going to go back. He probably should have at least Lost Chapter ready for Seraph's Embrace. No? What's he doing with his Megatron cloak? Sorry, the no magic mantle. Oh, Mustafa just going in on this bot lane here. I know that definitely fired up the Twitch chat. Oh, and Boonstra just getting one-tapped by this combo of Zweb and MLAC again. So, focusing Boonstra here in the side lane. One thing Vagar's not too particularly fond of is being in the side lane. Oh, sure. Mikhail's Blessing getting used again off that Ashe ult. Rusty using the Rift Herald mid. Pixelated trying to save, but overall can't do it. Mustafa driving the Rift Herald mid lane here. Pixelated jumping on him. Exhaust out. Here comes Web, though they cannot get on top of Mustafa here. MLAC going for a cheeky ER combo when Boonstra came out of TP, but did not time it correctly, so. And now we see that, you know, Impact Challengers, they've got a couple questions to answer of, like, in a full-blown 5v5, how are you going to get on top of Mustafa here? Oh, and he's going in on Pixelated here. Still has Cleanse up. He's playing his Tristana like an assassin. Mustafa almost at 10 CS a minute here. Same with Stunner. I think our next big fight is potentially going to be over Otacon here. I do like Impact at least keeping a lot of pressure onto this dragon stacking. I think that's one way they could keep this game like sped up a little bit. Mustafa ends up picking up the LDR here second. Oh, Mustafa ends up getting ulted here by Churros. Pulls him back when he does the buster shot. And the bot lane of Scorch ends up falling here. And now they're going after Otacon. So big catch out by Impact Challengers here. Boonstra gonna get knocked out by this Ashe arrow. MLEC coming in. Oh! Well played though. Turret's gonna take out Boonstra. Rusty ends up diving. Lux here gets the shutdown on the Lux. And also note, I just noticed Rusty has a QSS as well here, so lots of cleanses coming out for the side of Scorch here. Chiro's taking a boatload of damage from Ares, but causing some time. Stunners here now. And Ares tried to outplay the 2v1 and at least get the 1-for-1 on the Chiros, but Chiros flashes away. So Ares ends up falling on this side lane push here. And just like that, we're up 2k gold for the side of Impact Challengers after some of these picks they're getting around the map here. check on the stacks for Boonstra here. He has 162 stacks, about 360 AP, just to give you something to compare it to. Lux is around 350 here. So Boonstra slowly scaling up here into this mid game. It's just, honestly, it's been a fairly slow tempoed game. But we'll see what happens here. Rusty ends up, Ares ends up getting ulted here. And what a big ult. We do see Mordekaiser ult come out here to take care of Ares. MLAC ends up nuking the whole backline. Stunner being untouched here as he ends up grinding away Boonstra. Mustafa trying to jump away here. It ends up, oh my god, he got the reset off of Zweb falling to jump away again. Wow, what an escape by Mustafa. But with that team fight going to Impact's challengers, they will take this dragon, and this will put them on soul point. Boonstra ends up getting the stun off here onto Pixelated. Sorry, I had something come up on my phone here, but for the most part, pretty quiet. But let's take a little bit of a snapshot here while everybody's kind of prepping for Baron. 14 kills to 6, 3 dragons to 1 in favor of Impact. Chiro's trying to bully up on Ares, but we see the rest of Impact challengers starting up this Baron. I think they're trying to get a TP out of Ares or Boonstra, but Boonstra's already close enough. You see the top lanes are proxying. We see Mustafa like coming out. Calico ends up, oh lord, eating a Lux ult here. Mustafa's going to end up falling to Chiros underneath this turret here, as he had a really good flank overall. And yet again, this bot lane of Scorch, there's just not much they can do into this Mordekaiser. We do see MLAC coming bot lane, trying to stop the Ares push. But Chiros is backing, most likely heading that direction. Let's see if Rusty can extend the season of his team here on this Baron. We've seen him do this before, where he ends up stealing. MLAC getting jumped on by Ares. Baron down to 3,800. Rusty ends up getting caught out here. And he's going after Stunner and ends up taking out Stunner, but this is now a Baron free to take for Impact challengers. So good job on them not letting this become a 50-50, because, well, if it was a 50-50 based off that smite, Rusty had a really good chance of taking it. And for all the Mustafa fans in the chat, we're gonna need you to cross them fingers and see if he can end up carrying some of these team fights now. But I'm afraid it's gonna be real hard for Tristana to play this game if Mordekaiser's on her screen. I've crossed every appendage I have. I don't doubt that. Now this jungle starts to become impact challengers here. So now they're up about 6,000 gold onto this game. Now make that almost 7 here with this turret falling. Well, I understand how Boonstra wants to stay really safe with this Banshee's Veil. I'm afraid that this is going to be a pretty low damage Vhagar build. You know, without going Deathcap second. You know, he's fallen behind a little bit. Has 200 AP, but none of it's getting amplified by Deathcap here. 430 AP. We see Deathcap onto Lux, and she's at 609 on the AP. Here's a Soul Dragon coming up here, and Rusty is unable to smite steal this. MLAC ends up getting jumped on here by Ares, and Ares just snips away this Lux here. See a little bit of the chat here. No, I can try and get this in real quick before another big fight comes up. Scorch unfortunately already lost their tiebreaker to Froggy style here, so if they lose this, it's almost a done deal that they would be out of the playoffs here as the top 2 seeds go into the playoffs. Boonstra dodging the Ash arrow real quick. Chiros, unlike before, has no issues tanking his turret shots. Nice block coming out of Pixelated here. You know, Chiroson's web hitting this mid turret. Tristana, you know, has 3 items, but needs a little bit of time here to take down these tanks. Boonstra's Banshee's Veil ends up falling off due to the volley here. Rusty is going to end up getting Steric's pop and fall to Stunner here. Oh, but Mustafa ends up taking out Chiros, and now free fire in the backline here. Oh, big Lux ult coming out of MLAC here. Oh, but Boonstra fires back. And look at this life coming out of Team Scorch here. The front door of their base. They said, no, not today, not yet. We're not done yet. And now we see Boonstra on double needlessly large rods here. So this is the input and resources that Vhagar needed here. Get comeback gold coming from the turret here. Mustafa may jump forward on the Pixelated here. Mustafa taking a little bit of turret damage, but overall is taking out this mid lane turret. We see Chiros TPing bot side to get the push here. We do see Deathcap and Negatron Cloak coming out of Ares here, so I'm starting to think that Ares might be able to combat Chiros' split push here, as he's on 4 items. Rusty finally picking up a little bit of his jungle camp here, trading some health with Zweb here. Zweb gets the Heartsteel stack. Boonstra still not able to do much. We do see MLAC trying to catch Mustafa, looking at that fight up top. Burns the ult here. How close is Boonstra to death cap? He still needs about 400 gold here. This is where I think this fight will really start to favor them. Pixelate Pizza getting taken out here. Rusty going in on the tanks though. Chiros ends up separating Calico, but Mustafa trying to do what he can, and Chiros ends up taking him out in Brazil. And this could be an end angle here, but we see the macro from Ares cutting the wave. Impact, though, has tempo for this Baron. So Ares, with the clean macro, stopping them from having an end angle here. Ares potentially getting ran down here. Ares falls here. This is a big, big pick by Impact Challengers. A note, they have Cloud Soul, so next dragon up here in 30 seconds is Elder. Zweb ends up getting stunned out for not long. Chiros ends up separating Mustafa from the team. Oh, and look at the shield there. Chiros just runs down Tristana. And Impact Challengers just brute force this team fight under a turret here, and that's a team-wide ace, 5 for nothing, and that's going to be Impact Challengers 2-0ing Scorch here in the tiebreaker for Group C or B. What a fight though by Scorch, and honestly, what a season. You know, you have a lineup change that you haven't made in quite a while. Like, these guys have all played together, and their legendary mid Tim ends up departing the team for some real life events going on, and they picked up a really solid ADC in Mustafa that obviously brought his fan club along as well. And Boonstra ends up going mid, and the first week of this team looked really rough. They would be the first ones to say it. I think even Rusty said it in a cast, that they were definitely not happy with how the first week ended up going. But, you know, they ended up rattling off a bunch of wins in a row. They end up forcing a tiebreaker in week 5 here. And, you know, just, I don't think the season ended the way they wanted to, don't get me wrong, but I know overall for them having to deal with what they had going on, you know, this is a really, really solid season overall. So, you know, big shout out to Scorch here. They grinded away. They did what they could here. But Impact Challengers ends up 2-0ing Scorch to basically seal their route in the playoffs. I believe they have to play Froggy style to work out the seeding here. But newcomers to the league, Impact Challengers, making a statement here going into playoffs and looking really solid. So, you know, it sucks to see a good team get left out of playoffs. It honestly does. But you know, they did really, really well. So, but yeah, that is our cast for tonight, and we will see you guys tomorrow back for some other tiebreakers. Have a good one.